Father Kelly, Reverend Fathers, and my brothers. I come from a small family with dad, mom, and a younger sister. I was born in India, but moved to London right after. I lived there about 5 years, and no, I did not have a British accent. I grew up most of my life in the suburbs of Long Island, New York. As most of you know, I am an Eastern Catholic and part of the Syro-Malabar Catholic Church. And there was a strong presence of the Syro community in New York. I would say that I grew up in a strong Catholic family. We went to Sunday liturgies in the Syro-Malabar Rite. It is called the Kurbana, and had daily family prayer, which was the daily rosary, and I was not the biggest fan of it. My mom was a very devout Catholic, so she's the one who made sure the kids and my dad keep Christ the center of our lives. I would say it is through her prayers and my dad's love and support that I am here. The question is, where did the discernment of priesthood come through? Well, the southwest region of India has multiple powerful charismatic renewal centers, and my parents were very fond of that. Sometime when I was 11 years old, my mom was invited to go to a similar retreat center on one Saturday in New Jersey. My dad had work, and my mom wanted to go so badly that she had to take my sister and I with her. All I wanted to do that Saturday was sit down on my couch and just watch some PBS Kids. This retreat was a whole day program, and that Saturday was the most boring day of my life. First, this retreat was meant for the adults, and second, the retreat was in my native language, Malayalam. And back then, I was not fluent in my language. However, during the last part of the retreat, there was this adoration. I had no clue what was happening, but I saw everyone in the spirit do all kinds of things, praying, crying, you name it. I gained nothing that whole day, so I just gave it a try. I looked at the Eucharist and prayed and poured out my heart. In that moment, I had a powerful divine encounter with the Eucharist. And this was the most defining moment in my life. I only realized then that Christ was present in that Eucharist. It is something that I can't describe because it would lose its true beauty. And in that moment, I had a strong conviction or a calling to the priesthood. I took the challenge, but told God, this better be a secret between us. I got a long way to go, and so you got to be patient with me. But things went way out of hand. So the retreat was over, and I was ready to go home. But when I reached the car, I saw my mom crying, and she couldn't speak. A couple of minutes later, she asked me if anything happened in that retreat. I just simply lied to her and said nothing happened. In these retreats, the priest usually receives revelations of graces or healings and shares it with the community. My mom told me that the priest called me out, saying that I had an encounter with the Eucharist, and I am discerning priesthood. Now I was scared, and I was very angry because I asked God for one thing, only one thing, which is to keep it a secret. Now my mom knew, and half of the parishioners from my church knew because they attended this retreat. But that disappointment lasted a minute because I received so many graces after that encounter. I began to serve for Kurbana, and through serving for Kurbana, my love for the Kurbana grew. I began going to the local Latin Mass every day during the summer because something always drew me back to the Mass. When I thought the parish knowing of my discernment was a disappointment, it was a blessing in disguise. The parish really helped me discern properly through the support of the older youth. They always guided me and supported me in so many ways. During the college application process, I intended to apply to the St. Joseph College Seminary in Chicago. And in my senior year, around February, I found out it was closing. I was deeply frustrated because I didn't apply to any other colleges, and my heart was strong about entering seminary. Towards the end of my senior year, I applied to SJV because the Chicago Diocese transferred here. Brothers, I could not be happier than this. These past years at SJV has been a huge blessing, helping me grow and be a man of Christ. Most of all, I really appreciate our life at SJV for keeping the Eucharist the center of our lives. The Holy Hour is the most important hour of my day, even though in weakness, when I fall asleep during the hour, I know that God still loves me. Praise be Jesus Christ.